Hey guys, I'm back with another video, and this video is kind of different. It's going to be a story video, and I've watched a lot of these on YouTube, and I decided it was my turn to make one. So this is going to be about the time I was threatened to be stabbed, and this kid went psycho when I was going to talk about it, but I'm in another state now, so he can't do anything. And I'm going to be giving him a different name, so we're going to call this kid Jack. And, alright, this sounds stupid, but, so there was this girl that we both liked, and I had asked her out, and he had said no, and she had said no to him multiple times, and, so I had asked her out, because I had liked her for, the couple years I was there, and so we were fighting over this girl, and it ends up getting kind of funny, at the end. Where was I? Oh, yes. So we went to movie night, which was a thing we have at our school. If you guys don't know what movie night is, it's this night, in my school, it's this night where they put up the projector in the lunchroom, because they always have a projector up in there. They move all the tables out of the way. They say, bring whatever you want. Bring everything. Just bring bring a blanket and a pillow. So I brought my blanket and pillow. And, alright, this kid was, when I told him I had asked her out at his house, he started, pounding on me. My dad said I deserved it because I did kind of gloat, and I do think I deserved it, but I don't think I deserved about getting threatened to be stabbed. And so I had been threatened to be stabbed, and and then my mom later invites him over to our house, and and he was, arguing with me, he tried to hit me at the thing, because he wanted me to go ask her out for him, again, and she had already said no, so it just seemed really stupid, and, so then later, I didn't tell my mom about this, because he was in the room with me all the time, and my mom invited him to stay at our house, and, I can't say it. And so that night, we both liked video games, and stuff was kind of rocky between us, so I was like, let's play some video games, get it out of our system, just forget it. And so, wait, what name did I give this kid? I think I named him Jack. Well, anyway, Jack, I had to use the bathroom, and Jack picked up one of my dog bones. No. First, we were in the kitchen getting something to eat, because I can only cook ramen noodles, so I made us some ramen noodles, and so while I was making ramen noodles, I mentioned her, and I said, sorry about that, and he said, speaking of her, and he took a knife from, one of those knife box things, from one of those, knife holders, and he took it out, and he, wiped it on his shirt, and he said, speaking of her, and I was like, oh, this isn't gonna be good, so, and then later, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna try and be quiet, and so after I I had to use the bathroom later, so I went to the bathroom, he picks up one of my dog's bones, and, waits outside of the bathroom for me. That's how creepy this thing was. That's how creepy this kid was. So, so he does that. So he, waits out, and he, jabs it at me, but he stops. He jabs it at me, but he ends up stopping. Halfway through, and he said, ha, you flinch. I was like, who freaking does that? Pretends to stab you and stalks outside of your bathroom. Who does that? Who? Just leave in the comments if you know anyone that does that. Just leave in the comments. So, anyway, I'm, really freaked out, and my dad was, because something in our entertainment center, broke or, came loose, so he was fixing it, so there was a screwdriver on the couch, and, so Jack picked it up, and had it in his hand, says, says, you ask her out one more time, I'm going to stab you with this. Something like that. It's been a while since this happened. Like, this happened, like, a year ago. When I was a little scrub. But, and he just, like, keeps going on about this. And it's very scary. And so I text my parents saying, and he's like, who are you texting, your parents? I said, no, I'm just texting a friend. And I was texting my parents. Saying saying that, Jack had threatened to stab me 3 times, and they didn't they didn't notice it until like 3 in the morning. Yeah, and that's like what happened. So, no, not 3 in the morning, when they woke up. So, and I was acting calm and all of that because my neighbor. The reason why I said I was texting my friend. Because my neighbor, slash friend who was in my class, used to always forget his math book, so he would borrow mine a lot, and I just said he didn't give it back, so, I was texting him just saying, can you give it back in the morning, and, because he usually stayed up late. So, anyway, this whole thing happens, and I'm freaked out, and in the morning, like, my parents tell me after this kid leaves, that... Like, no, this kid didn't leave for a long time because, yeah, he did leave, but that was to go change because my mom, again, thanks, Mom, you're a real champ, she invited him to my football practice. And, but my dad said, because they were sleeping upstairs and we were sleeping on the couch, my dad said that while he was taking a shower, he, heard someone up in my room. And he knew I was still asleep because he had come down earlier. So he knew I was still asleep because I usually sleep late when I can. Because I get barely any sleep. Like today I was running on 2 hours of sleep and I still am. So I'm really hyper and tired. So he said he heard them in my room and like scrounging around because he had like dashed up into my room like, I want to see it. Like my room's messy. I want to see how messy your room is. I was like, okay. But I didn't want him to see it because my dog sleeps with me, and I hate to say it, but sometimes he poops in my room, and it's not good. But I clean it up, and but this time I leave my door open sometimes too, so they go up there and do that. But while I was doing that, so there was some in my room, and he sees this creeper on my bed and asks if he can have it. I say no, and so I go up, and he says. Like, in the morning, when he takes the creeper, like, he puts it in my backpack, and puts it in his backpack, and, sorry, I'll put in another clip right here. Anyways, he puts the creeper, it was a Minecraft creeper, in his bag, and my dad says, yeah, you were up in my son's room, what were you doing up there? He says, oh, I was looking, and, my dad noticed because Jack, I forget what I keep forgetting what I call him. Also, I'm a beast at driving this thing, by the way, in the video. So I forget what I call him, but he puts it in his bag, and, my dad, because he didn't really bring anything with him besides, like, a Batman plushie, and his, like, blanket and stuff. So that's all he had. And my dad noticed a bulge in his bag, and he lied straight to my parents' face, which is the part I hate about this, but I can tell you I am, like, not, like, the worst part was definitely threatening to be stabbed, and he, like, lies to my parents, and it's annoying, and he just continues to flip it around at my football practice like it is, yeah. So, yeah, that was a lot of fun, so I do not care, Jake, or Jack, yeah, you know who you are. I don't even know if he watches my videos anymore. But we ended up being cool. But no, the story isn't over, actually. Because later, the girl we were fighting over, like, said she didn't like me, and I didn't tell him that. I didn't tell Jake that. Or Jack. I'm just gonna call him Jake. So I didn't tell Jake that, and, he said, like, I threatened to stab him, that I actually did hurt him, and I was like, shut the up, you piece of, yeah, you guys get the idea, because he was, like, lying to everyone, telling them I hurt him, and I actually ended up having to go to the school counselor, like, that's how far this kid was willing to go, And, yeah. So, and, he says, "You ruined my life." And this kid actually came up to him and said the F word to him. And I was like, and he said that I sent him to do that. I was like, first of all, you know me. I would do it face to face because, well, if I didn't like you enough to say that to you, like, I would come up to you and say it myself. So, and I didn't tell him that, but I thought that, like, multiple times. And I said that she didn't like me either, and he was like, "Oh." He said, "Who does she like?" I said, "This kid." I said the kid's name. He said, "Well, he ruined my life." I was like, So whoever she likes ruined your life, huh? She hasn't liked you for years, but okay. So yeah, that was my story about getting stabbed. If you guys want to hear more stories, go ahead and crush that thumbs up button, because I could really use the thumbs up. Sorry I haven't posted in a while too, because I've been busy with the move, been busy with summer camps, so, and with the movie and stuff, so it's gonna take me a while. So I want to thank you guys for watching, and so yeah.